You're listening to the Angry Designer Podcast, where we help frustrated graphic designers crush the industry chaos, ditch the social BS, and build badass, rewarding careers that actually pay. Now powered by Wix Studio.
Okay, buddy. Cheers.
Ooh, yes. Salud.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. The third week of Ardmore. Wow.
I know. I haven't been sneaking drinks.
You haven't been in here.
I haven't. You know, it's been a lot. I know, right? Well, weekends have been busy. Summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime. This is true.
And I do generally find I have less drinks in the summertime. Well, no, I kind of switch over to like Caesars and beer. I'm a big sour beer guy. I know, right? Which is I'm sure there's a girl here at the office that would make fun of me for it. You know who you are.
I get side-eyed looks from the IPA preference too. So
yeah,
some people don't like it. Beer that that tastes like a flower or something or hoppy or
whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever,
it's personal
man.
preference. Who cares? Can we all get along?
Yeah. So I have absolutely no story to segue into this. I don't.
No terrible experiences with clients.
No, you
Nothing?
know what? Lately I've had great experiences with clients. And I'm not saying I'm doing everything right because God knows I do not do everything right. But it's nice when clients treat you like an expert. They ask you the question. They ask you for your feedback, and it's just a nice relationship. And I've had a couple even live client sessions lately. And not that I do that often, but it's like tight timeline. It's like, okay, well here, let's just quickly get this on screen.
Yeah.
It's been going okay.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that because, again, that really kind of undervalues what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I think it's just a different. It's been different lately. And I appreciate that.
That's good.
It's not to say that it's always been like that.
No.
Because, I mean, again, over the past 25 years, we're like 27 years in business. Z Factor is 27 years old. So I remember, a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of mistakes, right? And we always profess the importance of being an expert,
right?
And holding that and that whole fake it till you make it, hold your persona, your presence, be the expert,
right?
But it's not to say that we do things and we don't even know we do things.
Yes,
that is and it's actually self-sabotage.
Yes,
we think we excuse it because we're creatives, or we're just being cutesy about it. Oh, I'll get it next time, right?
Yeah.
But these are things that self-sabotage all design. We do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And, and I thought this would be kind of fun today to talk about, right? Not that they're all ha jokes and stuff, but it's just a lot of how you present, position, the words you use.
Right.
Because what this does is ultimately, whether it's conscious or subconscious, it will, kill that client relationship. It'll kill that expertise, that expert status that you're trying to, ascertain.
Right.
And lately, I don't know if it's just, now I'm old and they just assume he must be an expert. He's been doing it for so fucking long, or just finally how I'm presenting myself. But, I thought this would be fun to talk about today.
Yes. Yeah. Well, glancing over the list, I saw one. I make this mistake all the time. So my expert status is revoked.
Oh, Sean, you never had expert status. What are you kidding?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's so mean.
Oh, that's true. Good one. Yeah. Let's go back to the boring podcast. I like.
But it's like there's reasons, and again, I don't even know. I mean, just like you said, jokingly, you do it, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes, I can say that when I would make these comments, it's just because I want to please the client,
right?
I genuinely like pleasing clients, right? They pay us. They allow us to have this awesome agency, this awesome lifestyle that we have.
Yep.
So of course you want to be like, I can help you. I can do this for you. No worries, right?
Yeah.
These are things that actually can come back and hurt you.
Yeah.
Right. We sometimes though, when I was early on, it was to make yourself sound more experienced. Okay. And I remember being saying yes to jobs right away or saying yes to asks or this. Yeah. I can do that. I know how to do that. Right. No fucking clue at all. But it was just that whole idea of, I don't want them to even question my abilities.
Right.
But in fact, saying yes too fast, self-sabotaging, right?
Yeah.
And again, oftentimes it's, you hear people online. Okay. You have heard other designers present, you have friends that are professionals and you're thinking, well, this is what I need to say to sound more professional. Right. Oftentimes, I think we're doing things like that. And let's face it, school doesn't teach you anything.
They do not teach you any of that stuff.
Right. It's all about being a creator, defending your design.
Right.
Not really about being a leader, being, like the leadership manager, business side of this.
Yes.
School doesn't teach any of this either.
No.
So it's like, we don't really know that we're self-sabotaging, our own careers, our own relationships with customers, right? Until, it's too late. Or until you've done it enough times that you're like, that was really stupid. Why the hell did I say that in the first place? I've had many of those moments, dude.
Yeah, no shit. That's funny.
I think the reason why, designers do this shit, right? Or why they actually kind of lose trust with the customers, right? Is, oftentimes it seems like when designers are saying things, it almost feels like they're trying to hide the truth.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Or hide the unknown. Maybe even hide, because I don't have the answer. And so I'll say yes to anything. And I mean, proof and point, when I would say yes to everything, even though I didn't know how to do it, I kind of wanted to just shut that part of the conversation down really quickly.
Very fast.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah.
I got it.
Don't ask any more about it. I'm literally sweating. Don't ask. But I mean, again, I think that was a big part of it. It was that whole fear of just like trying to shut down that conversation, right?
Yeah.
And I think customers would pick up on that personally. I think if you do it at least early on, or if customers have more interaction with you, the first time you might be able to get it past them.
I think so. Yeah, I think everybody would be willing to give you one shot at the very least,
and then if you
tanked, then
yeah. So it kind of like kills that whole thing, right? I think needless to say, I don't think that we do these things intentionally.
No.
Okay. And I think most of the times our reasons are sincere. Okay. But unfortunately, because this is like a dance that we have to do with clients, right?
Yeah.
We do have to remember that we're there to take the lead in that dance.
Right.
Did you like that analogy?
That's really good
metaphor, right?
The Fred Astaire of graphic design over here.
It's but it's true though, because if both are stepping on each other's toes, right? I mean, it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
If both are trying to lead, it goes nowhere.
Right.
But if they're inviting us to help them solve these problems, we have to be the ones to take the lead. And self-sabotaging, if we're supposed to be the lead, does the complete opposite in this case, and it kind of makes them a little bit more apprehensive of relinquishing control to you to lead in this case, right?
Yeah.
So I think the whole point of this is to kind of go through a lot of the more common phrases that I think all designers say in one form or another. Okay, what the underlying message could be. Okay. And then if we had to spin it, how else we could spin it.
Nice.
Okay. So and this is kind of the intent. So I did write down some of these thinking that, okay, like, what do I say? What did I say today? What did I say? So I think let's just go through these.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
But before I do, some people might want this in writing. And you know where they can get this in writing, Sean?
I wonder if there's a newsletter available.
I just want to say, we've got Anger Management for Designers. It's our newsletter. You can, every week, we're not selling you anything. We're just giving you a lot of this, little bit of entertaining. We've got a comic strip in there. We've got, a little AI, phrase thing. And of course, just a lot of the same helpful tips that we do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So you can sign up for this on our in our social headers, of course, or on Anger Management for Designers, or on our website. And again, once a week, it's low, it's easy. Say hi. You can reach us through that too.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So phrases that designers actually say in one way or another that are kind of cringeworthy, but ultimately they're self-sabotaging and hurting a relationship. Okay. So, this one, we just had this conversation.
I know.
Everybody has said this. You send something off and then you end it with, let me know your thoughts.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Let me know
to the heart.
your thoughts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It seems innocent enough.
Yes.
It seems common enough. I have done that if I've been CC'd. Hey, here you go. Let us know your thoughts, right? But, if you take a step back, and you look at the bigger picture, okay, it's a very vague statement.
Yes.
And it's inviting vague feedback.
It's very wide open. I realize that now, just how wide open that statement is. And it's just like, why didn't I not think of that?
It encourages overthinking.
Yes.
It encourages revision hell.
Yeah.
Okay, really it does. Because again, what you're doing is you're saying, hey, give me some feedback. Okay, which is the worst thing you can ask a customer.
Yeah.
Because if you ask a customer to give you feedback, they're going to feel obligated to give you feedback, right or wrong. They're like, I'm going to have to say something.
Yes.
Because they want to know, they want my thoughts.
Exactly.
Okay. So, if we were to do the same thing, and deliver it and be like, hey, here's how we solved this.
Yes.
Okay. Does anything feel off to you? Or let us know if anything feels off to you.
Right.
Or let us know if we missed the mark or missed. Okay.
That's good.
But what you want to do is you want to be very targeted in what kind of response you're looking for them.
Right.
Not, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Again, guilty as charged.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've done that at least once in the past month, but it is the wrong message. You're just sweating.
I did it today. But that's so funny because exactly like you said, if you send a focused message to them, you will get a focused message back.
Right.
That makes sense. If you send a wide open message, that leaves it wide open for anything else. Wow. I had no
right. So
no
again,
clue.
These are little things that we do unknowingly, innocently.
Yeah.
But it is self-sabotage.
But it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Especially if we want to take the lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Another one, right? You're in a conversation with the customers, you come up with a great idea and they're like, hey, here, try this, just do this. And what do you say? You're like, yeah, I'll mock something up real quick for you. Okay.
Ooh.
Worst thing. Okay. You think that it's like you're an expert, you're caught up in the moment. Only an expert like us could mock this up really quick, right?
Right.
But really, what you've just done is you've just made the work that you've done disposable. You've basically diluted it down to being a pixel pusher.
Yes.
Okay, because what you've just said in that conversation is, you've already come up with a solution, Mr. Customer. We both talked about it, so let me just graphic design it for you. Okay, so wrong answer. And again, it's innocent, it's fun, and in point, kind of what I did today is when I was going through that presentation with them, and I was like, fuck it, let's just do the changes on the fly.
Yep.
Not the best.
No.
But in this case, okay, a better idea is, in order so it doesn't sound like what you're doing is disposable, or it's a commodity type thing, right? You tell them, okay, let me explore that idea and see where it leads. Okay.
Nice.
So instead of I'll mock it up real quick and
right
easy,
now,
you know what? Okay, this is a good conversation.
Yeah.
Let me leave, explore this shit, solve this problem like we talked, I'll present you back a better solution. Okay. Same message.
Yep.
But now you took charge.
Yes.
You're now exploring something. You're not whipping it together like a design cake or something. All right.
Nobody wants to see how sausage is made, right? So this is the same kind of idea. So what would your timeline be? Would you get back to them in 24 hours the next day or something like that? If it's just a mock-up.
No, absolutely. No, even if it's just a mock-up, right? You never, even if you can get it done in an hour, you
never ever do that. No, fair enough. I totally get that.
And this is the thing, right? Next day is not outrageous.
Yeah.
Especially if it is just, color combination,
simple,
like something, whatever, right?
Right.
But again, as long as it's within scope, and it still fits their timeline, there's nothing wrong with doing something the next day.
Yeah.
That there's nothing wrong with. You're an expert and you can, but by saying I can whip it up,
if
you're not adding any credibility
right.
to the expertise you bring.
Exactly.
You're just basically like the graphic monkey.
The graphic monkey,
shit, right? And that's what you don't want.
Exactly.
Right? You don't want to be valued by your graphic skills in a situation like this. You want to be, by your expertise, your strategic expertise. That's what you want to be known for.
Right.
Right? The fact that you can then actually take your strategic expertise and put it in an awesome graphic format and deliver to the customer and it looks bang on. That's just like the cherry on top.
Yeah. Big
right?
time. Yeah.
But that's not what you want to be known for.
No, you certainly don't.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. Here's one. Ready? You give something to a customer, and you kind of rushed a certain part and they question you on it and you're like, oh yeah. It's just a placeholder, right? We've all been guilty of this. Okay. But what this does, if you just excuse a lack of, filling the entire thing out with just some text or just a mock image that says placeholder or a gray box, okay, and you just call it just a placeholder, what this does is it weakens the perception on their end of your process.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's like, oh, it's not very fleshed out. Why would they do that? Right. And especially if, when they question it, you just, off the cuff, like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just a placeholder. Don't even focus on it.
Don't think about it. Yeah.
You know what? This is where instead of saying it's just a placeholder, okay, you follow up with something like, this is just for layout purposes.
Oh.
We'll add the content later.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See?
Yeah.
Not very exact same thing, but you've completely positioned it in another. You didn't just, excuse it.
Yeah.
Your mistake in their eyes at that moment, right?
Yeah.
You made it sound like it was intentional.
Right.
Okay. And you don't want to focus on that. You want to focus on another part.
Right.
So we'll just add the important stuff later on. Okay.
Yes.
So again, with intent, because that's what designers do. We do things with intent.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. How about it's more conceptual? I don't even know if I like that word in general, right?
Yeah.
But it's like
only in a concept car. That's the only thing I would.
Right? It's a concept, right? And again, concepts are totally normal. But if you just, brush it off like it's only conceptual, you're basically, you're telling them that it's okay if you don't like it because I'm not sure I got it right. Okay. And I want to get feedback in it. And so it's only a concept.
It's just a concept.
It's
unless you really like it.
Yeah. And then if you do,
I
knew it from the start.
I do it.
First time.
Yeah.
But really what it is you're signaling, your lack of leadership, your lack of confidence by saying it's only a concept.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't like it. It's only a concept. And the customers smell that shit. Okay. They will.
Yeah.
And as soon as they smell that, right, you're dead in the water. You're done in this one. Okay.
Yep.
So instead of saying it's only a concept or it's only conceptual. Okay. What you really want to say is, this will give us creative direction. It's not the final solution,
right?
But it gives us direction.
Right.
Okay. That's a little different because now you're presenting a solid idea.
Yes.
Okay. That you're just trying to, feel the water. Exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're saying the same thing.
You are. You literally are. It's a concept, but it's the way you phrase it.
Exactly.
Position
right.
it.
And now it's not self-sabotage.
Yes.
Now it's like, oh, I've intentionally done this.
Yes.
Which in all fairness, that was the intent from the start.
Yeah.
It's just the delivery was pretty weak and self-sabotaging, right?
Right.
So remember, it's only a concept. Not a good thing to say.
No, don't say that.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
How about this one? It's not really included. It's not really in scope, but I'll do it anyway. So what you just did is you just threw your process out the window.
Yeah.
Totally, right?
Shit.
Like, forget boundaries,
Wow.
forget working towards a contract because you were trying to please and you're like, it's only a little thing. I'll add it.
Yeah.
I have gotten fucked over so many times because again, it's like, sure, I'll add that one. It's only one thing.
Yeah.
One, there's the two, there's the four,
these
eight,
all
and
new
next thing
project,
you know, you're redoing the entire fucking website because some new project manager came in and wanted to change everything and you just wanted to make them happy. You sense I had a problem with that one, right?
Yeah, exactly. We've all been there.
In a situation like this, it'd be probably, better to say something along the lines of, I'd be happy to help. Why don't we add this in the next phase?
The next round, yeah.
The next quote, because the next phase is going to be requoted.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're happy to help. Let's plan for adding this in the next phase.
Yeah.
Okay. Because then by doing that, you're saying we have a process.
Yeah.
We're sticking to that process. I'm happy to help you, but we got to follow our process first.
Yeah.
And I want to secure future work.
Yeah,
so let's
there
do
you
it
go.
the next phase in the future.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
So
yeah. If you're giving the milk away, then nobody's going to buy the cow.
Exactly.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. That is.
Okay, ready? So, how many times has somebody said something along the lines of, typography is really important to me? Right? It's like you're starting to sound like you are a little, not necessarily strategically led, but a little bit more self-centered, a little bit more like, this is about me. Okay. I'm about type. I'm about colors. Okay. I'm about design and the way it looks,
kind of
right?
my thing.
It's kind of my thing. And really, customers don't want your thing.
No.
Okay. They don't. They want you to solve their problem, right? And so what you have to bring to the table always has to come full circle and be logical about it, not your thing. Because again, it's not about you. It's about the right answer. So something better to say, if somebody was to actually say typography is my thing or color's my thing, right? This is where you're like, this choice supports your brand, okay, and the tone and the message better. Okay. So now it's like, hey, you know what? You're still getting your font choice, but now it's not about you.
Right.
It's about their brand.
It's about their
and
brand.
What you're presenting is actually better for them. It's better for the brand. It's better for the choice.
Yes.
So again, it's just all how you position the exact same statement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Beautiful.
Customer is like, oh yeah, I like this. You're like, yeah. It just feels more modern, doesn't it? Okay. It sounds fun because the customer's agreeing with you, but you just slammed them.
You just burned them.
You totally did, right?
So your brand sucks. So this is real hip now.
This is it, right? You completely defended, your concept by saying what you guys are already using is outdated and it sucks. And again, it's okay to be, it's okay to have these, big statements out there and to kind of bring their brand to that whole next level. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
cool,
what you want.
Right?
Yeah.
But maybe instead, of saying that, this is much more modern, maybe you kind of phrase it as this aligns with your audience's perception or your audience's expectations today. The audience has changed. We are branching out to a new audience, and this aligns more with what they're looking for.
Right.
So you don't have to say it's more modern.
Yeah.
It's what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not outdated. It's not the boomers, design. Okay, this isn't the boomers brand anymore, Grandpa.
Yeah.
This is more aligned with your new audience.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
No.
In fact,
every client wants to hear more eyeballs on their stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
right. Without dissing what they've
without
already
saying
done.
that there's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, right. All right.
Okay.
How about it's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to be functional. Okay. So again, this is when people start, this one's not even really nice, actually.
What do you mean?
I'm going to get rid of that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because again,
I'm curious about
this
that.
This is a more UX thing. Well, again, what this is saying is, where I'm going with this one is, when you say comments like this about, you're defending, you're saying it doesn't look good, but it works really well. And you're driving this whole message forward, right?
Yeah.
What you're kind of saying is you're defending the bad design that you're presenting the customer. Okay. And you're defending it by saying, well, it'll convert much better. Okay. So it looks like shit, but it'll convert much better.
Right.
Okay. Which in fact is legit.
Yeah.
Oftentimes.
There was that one example that you had.
100%,
right?
100%. But maybe, the way you spin it to the customer is you tell them it looks good, but it drives action.
There you go.
So now it's not like, it's okay looking, but it's functional.
Yeah.
You just made it really unsexy by saying it that. Right?
Yeah.
But again, if you start playing with the terms, it looks good and drives action.
Yes.
Well, driving action is the kicker there.
Yeah.
But you're not downplaying what you've already done.
No.
Right. And
not.
I think that's the key here on this one.
Yeah.
I think that's where the intent was going, originally.
Yeah. I like that. That's great.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. We're good then. Keep that one then. Drinky drink.
Drinky.
Ding ding. I need a bell.
Yeah.
Drink.
Every 3 minutes, he hits it, head to the corner. Towel off,
All right. Ready?
Back up. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Back to it.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
All right, designers, let's cut the bull. How many times have you had a killer website design only to watch it fall apart because of code or developer telling you no? Or maybe you've held back from web design altogether thinking it's just too complicated and too technical or totally out of your wheelhouse. Either way, it's time for a change. Wix Studio is designed for designers, removing the barriers that limits your designs. Whether you're tired of developers watering down your ideas or too intimidated by the technical side of web, Wix Studio puts the creative power back in your hands. No code required. With a drag and drop interface that feels designer intuitive, plus no code animations and even AI powered tools, you can create fully custom websites that match your vision. Every pixel, every detail. And if you're worried about the learning curve, don't be. Wix Studio is designed to feel as intuitive as your favorite design tools. Some designers here even say more so. That means you can jump right in and focus on what you do best, designing badass, brand-aligned websites that'll take your business to the next level. So whether you've had enough of developers holding you back or you're ready to finally step into web design, check out wixstudio.com and take control. That's wixstudio.com. Go and take back web design for graphic designers.
I am a fan of this, but you got to be careful how to say this.
Okay.
Okay. You can tell a customer, this is part of a scalable design system. Well, I'm a big promoter of design system. But when you say it like that, into the conversation, it kind of feels like you're selling the framework, not necessarily solving their problems first.
Oh,
okay. And again, because
see.
what you're focusing is on the system. Okay. And it sounds very sales-like. Okay.
Right, like a cookie cutter kind of thing.
Kind of,
Yes.
right? Where in this situation, same thing, but what you tell them is the outcome or the benefit of this, okay? You focus on you tell them, instead of this is part of a scalable design system, you tell them that this keeps the brand consistent no matter where it shows up. Exact same thing.
Yeah.
That is what the design system is.
Yep.
But now you're actually touting the benefits of the design system.
Right.
They don't fucking care about a design system.
Yeah.
The term design system.
Yeah.
Which is why it sounds salesy and a little bit jargony, if you
Well,
ask
and it
me.
sounds like an added expense that you're going to hit me with too, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that is the plan.
But that's the plan. But if you hide it better,
at least,
that's a value.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
This is because now what we're creating for you is going to keep this whole brand consistent,
Right.
no matter where it shows up. Okay, online, on the side of vehicles, at on a hockey rink, billboard or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Now there's value in that, and it doesn't sound salesy.
Nope, it does not.
All right. Or, on this one, and I know that we all have one way or another defended this one. Okay. But we're intentionally using white space here. Okay, guys, we're intentionally using
That's
white space.
supposed to be
here.
there.
It's supposed to be there, right? Customer says, "Why you got all that white space?"
I'm not paying for white space.
Yeah, I'm not paying for white space. Put a logo there, but
Yeah.
put a starburst.
Fill that up. Yeah.
All right.
Oh God.
The problem is, as soon as white space comes out of your mouth, okay, you sound like a pretentious designer.
Exactly.
Because clients, they may not understand white space, okay, or the value of white space like we do.
Yeah.
But that term just makes their hairs on their back just go up and they want to scratch your eyeballs out, right? So instead of actually using the term white space, and you intentionally added it there, okay, you try spinning it like this is space gives focus to the other area, okay? It balances off and brings your eye to your logo over here.
Right.
Hey, guess what, Mr. Customer? If I filled this space up with a starburst and a buy now and a put a due date here, everybody's going to have to look for your logo and it's going to be lost.
Yes.
So I'm saying the same thing, but I'm not sounding like a pretentious dick.
Nice.
So this is just some ways to spin some of these. Okay.
Yeah.
There are some other ones I couldn't save. I couldn't save at all. I mean, again, some cringy things that come out of our mouths.
There's no way around it.
No way around it. Okay.
Oh shit.
Kind of like,
oh wow.
You think it sounds good if you tell them, oh, it's okay. I'm a perfectionist.
Oh,
okay. You
God.
think that sounds good.
Oh,
But in a customer's eyes, you're flagging, yourself. difficult. You're going to be late on
Different.
things.
Yeah. I'm going to get this 3 months from now, and I need it next week. Yeah.
Trust me, guys. Perfectionist, okay, is not.
Don't
People
say
joke
that.
about words like OCD or whatever, right? That's also one that you shouldn't be joking about.
Yeah, true.
But the reality is, it's like talking about your, perfectionism and how you have such a strong attention to detail. Doesn't necessarily signal what, and there's no way around it to spin it, right? There's no.
You're right. That's true. Yeah.
Or if you tell a customer, don't worry about it, I'll work on it over the weekend.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? You just killed those boundaries that we're constantly trying to say, don't, don't put it in place.
Yeah.
Once always turns into second, always turns into a third ask. Okay.
Yep.
There's no way to spin, I'll work on this over the weekend. If you want to work on it over the weekend and give it to him Monday afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
okay, hey, that's your prerogative. But
Yep.
don't tell him that you worked on it over the weekend.
Right.
Okay, absolutely.
Smart.
We talked about this one right from the beginning. Whatever you want, no worries. I can make it happen.
Oh,
Okay. Well, again, you're a doormat at this point.
you
okay?
are. Yes.
You are, spineless. Are you even good at what you do?
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
kind of ended up being a yes person there.
Oh.
And when we want to talk about self-sabotaging, this is the number one way. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to let customers know that you don't know how to do something, but you will learn at an expedited rate for the project. Okay. I've proudly told customers, I don't know it. It's Friday, but by Monday, I'll become an expert on this and I'll read about it all weekend long. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it.
So again, it's that's okay.
Yeah.
But just don't tell them that, yeah. I'll do it. No worries. I can do it. Telling customers, oh yeah, this is my thing. This is my jam. This is what I work on all the time and I rock at it. Yeah.
That sounds a little like
kind of like you
boastful.
want to be Picasso.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, like this is what I do. I live and breathe this, man.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, remember that show, what was it? Triple X, right? When it was with
Vin Diesel?
Yeah. Where he's like,
Plex.
I live for this stuff. And he jumps out of the airplane.
Yeah.
Customers don't want that journey.
Exactly.
They don't want to jump out of an airplane with you. So they don't want you to think that you're Vin Diesel or Picasso. It's not about you and your style.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
It's about the problems that they have to face.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
And this last one, there's no way to save this, okay? But oftentimes it's like, you'll get a little frustrated when you get feedback from your customer and then you do it. Then he takes it back to his committee or his team and it comes back more and more and more. And it's people behind them, right? Whatever you do, okay, don't invite your customer to say, don't ask to get feedback from the whole team.
Oh,
okay. So whatever you do not say, can I get feedback from the whole team?
right.
Because really, all you're doing at this point is you're just inviting a whole revision orgy on your job.
Yeah.
Okay. They're all coming in.
Welcome to the email list. Because holy
right?
shit, you're gonna feel it, dude.
Everybody's going to be like, oh, I want this. And then
Exactly.
you're going to have conversations where they ask questions on top of
On
questions.
top of it, yep.
They're just endless.
Yeah. You'll miss all the changes because
You
buried
don't want to
deep.
go down this road, okay? You just don't want to do this.
Yeah, no shit.
So
wow.
you can't get out of these ones, but you can get out of the other ones. Okay.
Yes.
And the key here is to be aware, okay, that you are the expert in this situation and you're trying to position yourself as an expert.
Yeah.
This takes a long time to do.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been fortunate and it feels great because customers are asking me the kind of questions I want them to ask. And it feels like everything's kind of going smooth.
Yeah.
But I have self-sabotaged forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've all done this.
So again, what I did is I just came up with some 5 easy things to follow. Okay. So you don't, you sound like a pro.
Yeah.
You don't self-sabotage and you don't sound like a pixel pusher.
Right.
Okay. And that's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, number one, and this, I have to constantly check myself every time. Okay. You need to stop asking your customers for approval. Plain and simple. You have to start giving direction.
Yeah.
Right. You don't need them to be like, is this right?
Is this good? Is this
if
good?
you've done everything right, okay, what you're presenting them addresses everything that they ask for.
Right.
Customers want leaders. They don't want servants. Okay. And so it's your job to lead in situations like this.
Yes.
Stop asking for approval. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Nice. Great.
Another one that, I keep talking about more lately, even and this one's a little harder to learn long term, but when you do, changes the whole relationship. But you need to start translating your expertise and what you do into business and brand value for the customer and their business. Okay. Again, this totally just shoots up the scalability of your expertise, everything that you can provide them, the skills you can provide them, right? Because again, it just sounds more expertise-like, expert-like.
Expert-like,
Expertise-like, not English-like. No, but it's true. Once you have figured out how to start translating everything that you do into some sort of business value to the customer, it now starts making you realize and being more aware of the value you bring to customers. And when you start bringing that kind of value and you're aware of it, well, then you can start going down that road of value-based pricing. That changes the whole game.
Right.
But you have to get to that point. And the only way you're going to get there is by understanding that what you're going to create is going to have a value to the brand and to the business. So that's what you have to focus on.
Nice.
Number 3, drop the filler phrases.
Filler phrases.
Filler phrases. Okay. Silence is okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's known people that if there's a silence, they have to fill it.
They got to be in there. Yeah.
Right. And it is annoying. And it's like, sometimes I just stare at them like, can't you just shut up? We can be here comfortably side by side, quietly observing. You don't have to fill every little bit of silence with a phrase or a comment. Okay. Situations like this, saying less actually means more. Okay.
Right.
And you can learn so much in that silence.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, stop using filler phrases. Okay. Number 4, frame everything you do in outcomes, not in features and not in aesthetics. Okay. So similar to the business value. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, talk about everything that you do and what it does, not just how it looks. And how it feels. It has nothing to do with that. Okay. It's that outcome that you want to focus on. Right. And this goes back to a lot of the examples we talked about before, right? Focus on that outcome, not the aesthetics part.
Nice.
And number 5, stop trying to sound smart and try to be understood. Okay. And again, this is something I think we all struggle with. I know I have, where it's just like you're talking, right? And you're trying to sound like you know what the hell you're talking about. Where really it's so much easier to just, if they understand what you're saying and you're clear about it, that goes so much more further than using jargon and buzzwords that mean nothing, because that shit just annoys everybody.
Nobody
okay?
likes that shit.
Honestly, when you start saying, buzzwords and jargon that is unclear to the customer, it signals that you're untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, that's the worst kind of self-sabotage.
Yeah. Because you sound like a douche.
Oh, dude,
you know what I mean? And that's
those
and everybody understands that. Like
everybody,
we've all dealt with people like that, and that's what's awesome about us is we're just real.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna talk. You're gonna do most of the talking. The client is gonna do most of the talking. You're gonna do most of the listening.
Right. Absolutely,
you know what I mean? That's kind of the way it works.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
And we're not trying to play up some sort of pony show.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And if that's the people they want, that's fine. But I can assure you that we've dealt with people in all industries, and above anything else, people just want clarity.
Yeah,
they don't want to have to try to guess what the hell.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly. What the fuck did he just say?
Yeah. I think how many questions I get again every day here at the studio. I get people coming up and be like, the customer said this.
Yeah.
What do you think they mean? And, you read it, and they're trying to sound fancy.
They're trying to sound fancy.
I'm like,
exactly.
You know what? I don't know. Ask them.
Yes.
Ask them. Get clarification.
Yeah.
And it just takes so long. And then in the end, it's just like, I should have just asked for this right from the start. So I'm going to leave a closing challenge for everybody.
Oh.
Okay. What you guys need to do,
your homework,
is on your next client call, audit that call. Think about that call. Okay? Seriously, just have like a little bit of your brain working on this auditing part while you're having the call, right? And count how many times that, you said something vague. Okay?
Yep.
Vague. Remember that, right? Or you sounded like a blog post with a term or a fancy word that the client might not actually know, right? Or unknowingly that you self-sabotaged yourself and downplayed your value. Okay? Those 3 things.
Yeah.
Write down and just be conscious if you have that come up anytime in there. Okay? And then what you do is then you fix it on the next call. Okay. Or write yourself a note on what you would have said differently, and just so you are aware of it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And in this way, this way you can start learning how to speak like a designer who actually knows what the hell they're talking about, not trying to fill in with fancy words and try to sound like you're somebody that you're actually not. Okay. Because honestly, if you don't sound like that expert, okay, you sound like an amateur.
Yeah.
And using big fancy words that the customer has no idea.
People see through that.
They see through that.
Yeah.
So clearly.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that was awesome.
Well, this was, and look, I still have a little bit of drink, so I'm good.
I poured you extra.
He knew. Well, listen, I hope you guys got a lot out of this one. I really, I think this is an important thing to talk about.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Because people don't realize, we always tout the importance of being that expert, but we never really talk about how you get to that, or, how you potentially are self-sabotaging yourself from being that expert, or having people believe that you're that expert.
Yeah.
So I think that there's probably a lot more things. Okay.
Yeah.
From this list, but what
these are huge. These are the big ones.
These are just, the idea here is just to be aware of, how you phrase things. Okay. And what, unintentionally, how you could be self-sabotaging yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's key because, that is, fixing this, it's a quick road to being an expert. It really is.
Yeah.
But it's not if you're constantly tripping over yourself, self-sabotaging every single opportunity that you have when you're speaking to a customer.
Yeah.
So be aware, some of these will start this journey for you, but, do yourself a favor and start auditing and regularly checking in, and just remember this conversation.
Yeah. This is really good.
See, I just did a lot of filler words there, and I really should have
I didn't hear any buzzwords.
Yeah, no buzzwords. I don't know any.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of a buzzword to sound funny, but I don't know. I just don't speak like that.
Make it up. All right, everybody, let's keep this short. You know where to find us. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. You hit us up on our website. Sign up for the Anger Management for Designer podcast newsletter because it rocks.
Yeah.
And say hi to us on our website.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, forward us off to somebody you love.
Yes.
Or hate.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a while.
We'll torture them. My name is Massimo.
My name is Sean.
Stay creative.
Stay angry.